should we do with our keys?
Just leave there.
Just leave it in the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so very good morning again. And today we will discuss about Buddhism and its role in shaping lifestyle of Khmer people in terms of cultural civilization. But let me trace back to the history how Buddhism was practiced, was introduced to Cambodia, in which way and how it was introduced. So according to the history, we call Khmer Great Empire, empire, was created during, I think, like 5th century, if I'm not wrong, if the 5th century. So it started like this, like from Funan period, then Chenla period, then Angkor period. So the Great Empire lasted for nearly 1,000 years, like more than 1,000 years. And after that, collapsed. So at the beginning, the main religion or the state religion was Hinduism, but Buddhism was practiced, to some extent, by some people, and Hinduism, but it was not a purely Theravadic tradition. According to history says it was Mahayana and sometimes mixture with not really Mahayana, but sometimes mixture of Tantrayana. Tantrayana is one of the branches of Tibetan Buddhism. So that is why some Cambodian monks are very expert in astrology, like reading the horoscope or different stuff. And do the blessing and kinds of. Have you ever seen the Cambodian tattoos? So it illustrates that mystery of astrologers, how they use the tattoos to create the ability of the protection, of the warriors, of the soldiers, of the king, and all stuff. So it was not that clear that whether Cambodians were practicing purely Mahayana or Tantrayana or Theravada, but according to history, the main religion was Hinduism. So even the Angkor Wat, from the history, it was built for homage of the Vishnu, of the Vishnu or Shiva. There are many interpretations. But anyway, the main religion was Hinduism, and Buddhism was a small part of that area. So different king, believe in different religion, but the most important thing happening there at that time is, every king didn't interfere or obstruct the growing presence or dissemination of any religion. Like they support every religion, but from my understanding, it was a nature that there are conflicts, between different ideologies. It's a nature. It's a nature everywhere. But the kings were smart enough, like to reconcile, between the religious leaders. And then, Funan, then Chenla. After that, came to Angkor period. So, according to history, there was, I forgot his name, but during Angkor period, there was a Buddhist king, but he believed in Mahayana, and less believing in Hinduism. And every rituals were conducted or performed according to the Hindu rituals and culture, and sometimes Buddhism. But during the 12th century, the king Jaivarman VII, according to history, he was Mahayana, Buddhist, but fortunately he sent his son. His name was Tamalinda to Sri Lanka with a delegation to study and got the high ordination from Sri Lanka, and his son studied Theravadic tradition from Sri Lanka. I think that is the point where Theravada tradition was introduced to Cambodian people. According to the historians, they analyze that arrival of Theravada tradition, it kinds of combination between the priestly class structure, like and the village boys. So because Theravada tradition doesn't have much concern about the caste or class, Hinduism is more concerned about that. So becoming a monk is not a big issue when it comes to the Theravadic tradition. Everyone can come forward and become monk. So this is their interpretation that how Cambodian lifestyle was affected by Theravada tradition. But to be honest, you cannot, remove, the layers of belief system which have been internalized, by the other religious belief, and even up to now, Cambodians still believe in astrology, even some are Buddhists, but they still believe in spirits, believe in the influence of the stars, so and so forth. So this is how Buddhism was introduced to Cambodia. So in conclusion, sometimes we believe in Hinduism and Mahayana can be Tantrayana. So Tantrayana is a branch of the Tibetan Buddhism, because sometimes Tibetan monks are very expert, in astrology, and you can that because it's a part of the practice that you can read the mind. So when it comes to meditation, when you go astray, when you get wrong with the technique, sometimes you become a psychic Superman. It happens, but it is not a final destination in Buddhism, okay? But you will have that ability that you can read, horoscope of some people, but it's not that perfectly correct. But to some extent, you can do that. That is why there are many astrologers at the time, and still there are many astrologers. And there is kinds of education system that they learn to become good astrologers. But one part of it is meditation, but their technique of practicing meditation is far different from Buddhist meditation, because their purpose is to gain the psychic power. It is clear, like to talk with the spirit, to talk with the divine beings, and so forth. So this is how Buddhism was introduced to Cambodian society, from my understanding. And from the childhood, I'm not good at history, to be honest with you. When I was in Sri Lanka, I studied history. It it was tough for me to remember the name of the king, the year of the king, like, but when it comes to the philosophy, okay, I'm fine with that. I can handle that. Anyway, like, you can read more about the history. Then after that, now the state religion is Buddhism, and it is according to the constitution, government agreed that Buddhism is a state religion, and the responsibility of government is to protect and to preserve and to support Buddhism, even it is just only in the constitution. Anyway, okay, and but Buddhism played, very important role in shaping the way Cambodian thinks. That is the most important. Like, even the civil war happened from 1975 to 1979, 4 years. I have not experienced that, but my mom and my dad and my grandpas and my grandma, they told us the story. It was, I don't know how to explain that horrible, terrible experience, like killing, like it was a killing field, like in Cambodia, and Pol Pot wanted Cambodia, I don't know, to be the great nation. It can be, and because he justified his ideology that his intention was not bad. He want Cambodia to be, to be a great nation again, And some political scientists or analysts interpreted that the driving force, behind the Pol Pot regime were nationalism and racism and communism. There's their interpretation. But from my understanding, and I read, different books and interpretation of the scholars, it is far beyond that. Like, it's one thing is about, from my understanding, like world political scenario, because it was a conflict between the right wing and left wing, like communism, like China, Russia, and also other stuff. And there was a, how to say that, like invasion disguised in a friendship. It's clear, like there's invasion. To be honest, there's invasion, but and to be honest with you, like some Cambodian politicians must be responsible for that also. Because Lon Nol, he took over the government while the king was in, I think, in France, or I don't know where, maybe in China. And after that, to, how to say that, to rule the country again, like to kill the Lon Nol, they create another army force. It's called Pol Pot. Who supported everything? Who behind the scene? It's kind of like a movie. We are actors, but directors and play script writers, everything. And then I think when the Pol Pot, over control the country, and when he took the power, I saw the video. Even the king, late King Sehanu, was with the Pol Pot. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm right and they are wrong. And then after that, I think Pol Pot didn't listen to anyone, and then asking for help from Vietnam. So Vietnam army, so they came and they claimed that they rescued the Cambodia anyhow. So this is how, and I want to say that at that time, Buddhism was totally destroyed. monks were forced to disrobe, if not, must be killed. So that is, and the temples and the monastery were used as for training camp or farming, chicken, pigs, and so on. So after the rescue by Vietnamese government, and Buddhism was introduced again to Cambodian. Even it is was not practiced, totally during the 4 years, but as I believe, because Buddhism was in the heart of Cambodian, I think that is the reason. So, and it is one reason that we don't stand up again and claim for our right or take any revenge. This is one role of Buddhism, and because, as I told you, Buddhist philosophy has been internalized in their life. Even sometime my mom talk about that please don't take revenge. It is our karma. It is our karma, because we should have killed someone in the past, or as a group, we kill someone, or we kill some people. So this is their belief, that to heal themselves, even some lost, their son, their daughter. So this is the way they heal themselves, by using Buddhist philosophy. Like in my family, I think my mom said we lost 2 brothers, and my grandma lost his 3 sons. 3 or 2, I don't know, and some they lost everyone. So this is the history of Buddhism in Cambodia. So let me talk about how Buddhism affected and affects life of Cambodians. So let me bring up we call it the ceremonies, Buddhist ceremonies, so funeral. And so when someone passes away, what we do is we invited the monks to come to our house and do the chanting and give Dhamma talk, to heal us. So what the monk talk is about, the nature of the life. Like Buddhism says that, birth, sickness, death is the process or the circle of life that everyone cannot escape. So through that teaching, some people, they heal themselves, and then what we advise to the people is, please collect more merits in order to transfer the merits to the departed ones. So if we keep the dead body for 3 days, we have to do the rituals for 3 days, like morning breakfast, lunch for the monk, and then evening blessing what we did yesterday, and then Dhamma talk. And guests, visitors, and friends and relatives will come, so we have to greet them also. The entire process, even the chanting, is about the reality of life. But some kids, they don't understand it. When I was young, I don't understand what's going on. But the thing is, I was afraid of the dead body. So the way they chant is a little bit, terrifying, scary. The way they chant, slowly, very slowly sound and tone and so forth. So this is about funeral ceremony, and then at the end, bury or how to say that, or cremation. So both can be done, and And there is a mixture of culture. Even we are Cambodian, some they just follow the Chinese system. I mean the way they shift the coffin, and I mean different stuff. But majority is Buddhist philosophy. Okay, I mean I told you maybe day before yesterday that we have to wash the body, and we're thinking, and there is a man, we call him is Acha, who conducts the rituals, who leads the group to perform the rituals like washing the body, seeking forgiveness, and all stuff. So after passing away, and after cremation, like we will have the bone. Okay, we will have the bone, and then the Acha explained that this is the nature of the body, and he showed that from the head, and he said that he asked us, okay, he is your father, he is your son. Now, what happened to him now? Only the skeleton, yeah. And he asked him, okay, did he take anything with him when he's died? Like it's about explaining the entire philosophy of life, So this is how the funeral ceremony is performed according to the Buddhist philosophy. And then let me move to the 7-day how to call that, memorial ceremony. It can be memorial ceremony. So after 7 days we have to conduct another religious ceremony. I mean, again, to transfer the merits to the departed one after 7 days. Okay, we call 7-day memorial ceremony. So it is conducted in Sri Lanka, in Thailand, in Burma. So it is we share this ceremony in common. So we do the same thing. We call 7 days. I mean the philosophy behind that is like it can happen to everyone, even me. Like the near-death experience or the near-death consciousness. Is clear? The near-death consciousness, we call it Chutti Citta in Pali, like near-death consciousness. Our next life can be determined by the near-death experiences. It is clear. Like if it is pure, okay, but it is not pure, you will be in trouble. For example, like if I am too attached, like to my well or something, I can be born like we call it hungry ghost, hungry ghost. So it maybe for 7 days and some for 1 month or 3 months. It depends on the intention you form during the near-death experiences. It is clear. It is according to Buddhist philosophy. So that is why we conduct that merits making ceremony with the purpose of transferring merits to the departed one, in case they happen to be born as a hungry ghost. It is clear. And like according to Buddhist philosophy, only hungry ghosts can receive your merits. Others cannot. It is clear. It's according to our philosophy. If they happen to be born a human again, or animal, or divine beings, they cannot receive wherever you are transferring to them. It is clear. But you can ask, and then what happened to my merits? It doesn't go anywhere. It will come back to you. It is according to Buddhist philosophy. Okay. And then there is another ceremony. We call it, I translate as gratitude ceremony. It is clear. We conduct this kind of ceremony to respect to our parents, to express our gratitude to the parents, while they are alive. We call it gratitude ceremony. So the children gather together and they discuss what we should do for our parents. So the children will do everything. They invite the monks. They will cover the entire expenditure for the ceremony and everything. So what they do is they do the offering. They all do offering to the monks, to the nuns, and to the old people in the village. It can be clothes, it can be breakfast, it can be lunch, it can be money. So they do the offering to all the people and with their parents. And then they will do we call it water blessing. Okay, water blessing. They will shower their parents, mom and dad, and seeking apology, and they do everything. And they they carry them on the shoulders and walking around 3 times. So this is the gratitude ceremony we do for our parents. So, and then there is another ceremony, infant naming ceremony, but now it's very less practiced by Cambodians, to be honest, because of the cultural invasion. Sometimes we use English names, sometimes we use Chinese names, sometimes we use Thai names, sometimes we use Vietnamese name. But before, as I remember, my name was given by a monk, but some people now they still practice, but very less. We call it infant naming ceremony. So simply from the birth, before giving birth until death, the entire life process is conducted according to Buddhist philosophy. Before mother giving birth to the child, must invite monks to come and do the blessing, for the mother and for the child. And even the wedding, the same. We do the blessing for the couple, and we will advise the couple according to the Buddhist philosophy, how to live together, how to be kind, how to maintain your relationship, and all stuff. So this is Buddhism, role of Buddhism in shaping the lifestyle of Khmer people, in terms of performing ceremonies. Okay, then let me move to some Buddhist festival. We call it Miet Cambodia, so celebrating special events of the Buddha. The first time of gathering of the monk, and we just celebrate to remind the qualities of the monks of the Buddha. And then Vesak, that Vesak, and some people they do the offering, some people they practice meditation, and some people they offer the food to the poor people, or bring the food to the Bopa Kontek Bopa hospital. Kontek Bopa hospital, the child hospital. So and this is what we do. And another Buddhist festival is, we call it Ancestors Festival, that we during the 15 days we will collect the merits, and in order to transfer merits to them. And then New Year, Khmer New Year, even it is not a Buddhist, even it is not mentioned in Buddhist calendar, but we we celebrate our New Year according to Buddhist philosophy. People come to the temple, they play. We call it the traditional games, at the temple, and they offer the flowers to the monk, and they conduct different religious activities during our New Year. So, and then Katina, we call it a robe offering month. You can see people bring, and then raining retreat, invitation of invitation monks for raining retreat. So devotees will go, to visit the temple and bring all the stuff to the temple. The basic requisites, because monks will stay in temple for 3 months. So, and they don't go anywhere. So they spend their time for practicing. So these are the festival. And now let me explain you how Buddhist philosophy affects the way we think. The way we think, the way some Khmer people think. Let me say this, like as I told you, because of the globalization, coming in this guise of, cultural invasion, economical invasion. So little bit, changes the way we think now. Okay, but I still appreciate the way some people think, or their attitudes towards their parents. That is why I told you we don't have nursing home in Cambodia. Even some people, they don't take serious responsibility, towards their parents, but we don't have kinds of home. The reason is because we encourage people to look after their parents because they are their God, or we use the word they are their second Buddha. Okay, you have your Buddha at home. So if you want to collect merit, you can come to temple, but you don't forget your Buddhas at home, who are your father and your mother. So being grateful to a father and to a mother is a part of spirituality when it comes to Buddhist philosophy. So the reason is like mother gave us birth, so we must grateful for that. And father spent their entire life, to do the job and bring the money back home and educate you, nurturing you, like all stuff. So that is why we must be grateful. According to Buddhist philosophy, it is clear. So how shape the way they think towards their parent. And another is about looking after the children. It's a parent responsibility to look after the children, and that is why we still have like orphanage home or children home or special needs development centers. We don't have that much. I think one reason is because accepting the karma, and it is your son, it is your daughter, you have to look after. You can't send them back to another training, and another reason is because we lack of the facility, psychologists or therapists to train the special needs children. And let me say, as I told you, and temples become like rehab centers, and to help the poor and to help the underprivileged children. And to be honest with you, most of the temples in Phnom Penh, are giving a shelter not only to the monks but to the students. The poor students who are reading different degrees in Cambodia. Poor children. Coming from rural area, remote area, they stay because they don't have enough money, to pay for the boarding houses. So temples allow them to stay, but they have, to clean the temple, they have to serve the monk. So that is one reason that the invaders, I don't want to say who they are, like from my experience, like they try to change the system, like the role of the monks in Cambodian society. So we are facing a lot of issue anyway. So this is how Buddhism affects lifestyle of Cambodian, and not only that, like the way we dress, it's I mean, even some people dress in short, like, but when they come to the temple, they know how to dress, like, it's one reason. So besides that, what else? Okay, I talk about language. Okay, so I call it the parent of Khmer language is Pali and Sanskrit. So Pali is the ancient language of Buddhism, and Sanskrit is the language of Hinduism. So anyhow, like, and even in Sri Lanka it's the same. I mean, most of the words are derived from Pali and Sanskrit. And then arts in Buddhism, I mean, dancers, the way they dance. I can't remember, like, have you ever seen Apsaras dance? And the way they shift their hand and put down their hand, it symbolizes, as I was told, the life of the tree. Like, I don't know how to do that, but the like evolution of the lifespan, okay, of the species, including trees or birds or human. So like starting point, existence, and passing away, like, anyhow, like, okay. And yeah, so the culture and the arts. So yeah, and some monks are playing very important role in protecting environment. There is a monk, he is protecting a huge forest, I mean, in the Dormienche province. I think you heard that. So collectively, as a whole, this is how Buddhism affects lifestyle of Khmer people. I mean, in shaping the way they live, in shaping the way they think. So that is why we have less, as I said, nursing home, orphanage home, and especially mental health centers. We don't have that because Buddhism plays that role. And as you know, that the nuns, the majority of the nuns, and when I investigate, some don't have kids, some I mean, their kids or their family were killed during the war, the civil war. So like, we let them stay and practice and to maintain their life. Okay, so you can ask any question. What is the time now? We still have time. Yeah.
As far as that merit goes, how do you quantify it? I mean, are there merit points that you build up? How do you keep track?
You mean making merits and transferring merits? Yeah. As I told you, making merit is about the way you purify your mind. It is clear. Like, for example, you do the offering to the kids, or you support the kids, the poor kids. Which kinds of intention you have is very important. Okay, to express your gratitude, or to remind your departed one, or whoever passed away, is one reason. And another reason is you want to support the underprivileged kids. Okay, so the intention, that pure intention, will clear your greediness or your anger, your criticism, your judgment. So that is we call merit. This is the power of making merits. So in simple words, is good thing, good deed. Okay? So, and when we have done something good, and the way we transfer is we use our mentality combined with gratitude, kindness, and compassion to transfer merits. And you might ask how they receive. Even me, I don't know, but the Buddha said that they can receive our merits when we do it by kindness and compassion. Because why? The reason is, Buddha said, because they are expecting you to transfer. It's clear. They are expecting you to transfer that mental power to them. Okay? So that is why another story Buddha said, why some people can't receive our merits, because when they live as human, most of the time they forget their family. Like that mentality. Like for example, when I am alive, I do everything good, but most of the time I forget my family. So if I happen to pass away, like sometimes, it's not always, that is why Buddha said it's impermanent. Sometimes our family member even don't remember us, because what goes around comes around, because that our mentality will block their mind to think about us, to think about someone pass away, or to think about me. Even I pass away. Simply it's about the connection, the linkage between mentality and mentality. It's about that. So it's really hard because it is not seen, but I can give you an example. Like, for example, you have done a good thing yesterday, and even how you let your wife happy, just telling her or calling or show her the photos. So similarly, when someone passes away, we can't see them, okay, but they can see us. So that is the logic behind that. They can see us. So they are happy with that. So they see you are simply like you remember them. That is the point. Okay? Yeah. So it's about mental connection. As I told you, it's hard to explain because it's about mentality. But okay, as far as we are kind, as far as we are gratitude to them, that is, we play our job. So receiving or not receiving is not our job, it's their job. It is clear. So it is very important when it comes to Buddhist philosophy in terms of mental health promotion is about it's not selfish, it's not cynical, but first you have to make sure that you have that power. Happiness, being happy with whatever you do, the good deeds, kind to everyone around you, grateful to everyone around you, so that when you are filled with that mentality, you will have the potential, the capacity in order to transfer the merits to someone. So, and another making merit is, Buddha said, like sharing. Sharing is one of techniques in making merit. It's clear, like sharing. Sharing means like sharing good deed. For example, I have done something good. I help Mark. I have Mike. Then after helping him, I am very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very proud of myself that okay, I saved his life. I donated him, $100 US, like because he was in the trouble. So I was happy with that intention. Then after being happy, I will share with Julia that I told her that about my happiness, and like appreciation or not, it's not my job, it's her job. Like appreciation is a part of, we call it in Buddhism, mudita, sympathetic joy. Sympathetic joy, that you are happy, you are highly appreciate the way someone do. Like it's kind of encouragement when your son, when your daughter does something good, like you encourage and you are happy with that. So we call it sympathetic joy. So our departed one has that mentality. It is clear. Has that mentality to rejoice, sympathetic rejoice with whatever we do. So as I told, it's beyond our senses, so it is hard to explain. Okay? Any question? I think you have to go. So thank you and
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
So on behalf of the organizing committee and the staff, like first I would like to say very thank you for being with us, and to be honest, I'm happy to be with you to share whatever I know. And to be honest, one reason is I can improve my knowledge, my speaking skill, and secondly, I would like to express, I want to say sorry if in case of lacking of facility or any shortcomings, because we are still new, like to greet and to treat the foreign friends, because as I told you, I was invited in 2017 to work here, and we have very less. One is human resources and the facility. So, I'm sorry about that. In case, and hope to see you. And if you happen to visit Sri Lanka, you are freely to contact me. Like you happen to come to Sri Lanka to visit Sri Lanka. Okay, so hopefully you learn, and like my request is take whatever benefit for your life. Others, just leave it here. I will be responsible for that. So take whatever is beneficial, useful for your life, and just learn them for the sake of your happiness. Okay?
Good.
Okay, then good journey back home.
Thank you.
Okay.
How can I find you on Facebook?
I have a name.
I have to copy it in. I don't have internet, so.
Really? You don't have internet?
No, the cell card isn't working.
But you have the 3G here, the Wi-Fi.
At the library.
But here there is a Wi-Fi. But
Oh, is there?